Hey guys, how's it going? It's Calvin Rab. So here on YouTube and just kind of in general, financial freedom is one of the most sought after things in life. You know, it allows you to break free from maybe a job you don't like and just live the life that you want to live on your own terms. So in order to get there, we first have to figure out how we're gonna do it. And there's many different ways that you can achieve financial freedom. And in this video, I just kind of want to lay some of them in front of you to see which way you kind of want to go. So in this video, I'm going to go over 5 different ways that you can achieve that goal of financial freedom. They're in no particular order, and each of them can lead to that dream life. So I recommend listening to all of them, and maybe one of them, it just clicks. You're like, that's it. That's how I'm going to do it. So let's get into it. Let's jump into different ways, 5 of them, that you can achieve financial freedom. It's going to be fun. Let's get into it. And if you're new here, my name's Calvin Rab. I make videos all about personal finance. So if you're interested in anything like that, I would love it if you would subscribe. The first way that you can achieve financial freedom is through real estate. And I think personally, this is one of the most powerful ways to achieve financial freedom, for there's so many ways to earn passive income through real estate, and it's just a great way to build your wealth. And what I love about real estate is that you can really break it down to, the number of doors you need in order to retire. All right, so I'm making $200 per door, this per month. This is how many doors I'll need, how many units I'll need to retire, and you can kind of work towards that goal. And there's so many different ways you can get involved in real estate. You can do the traditional rental of 20% down. You can do the BRRRR strategy. If you don't know what BRRRR is, I made a whole video on that. You can check that out. But there's so many different ways you can get involved in real estate, so many different ways to make money in real estate, and I just can't talk enough about it. Now, I could spend this whole video talking about real estate, but I don't want to take all your time, so you can check out some of my other videos I've made about real estate if this is something that you are interested in. But real estate is a very powerful way to make money, and it is a way that you can achieve financial freedom. And it's a way that a whole lot of people have achieved financial freedom. The number 2 way to achieve financial freedom, I'm just going to call the 4% rule. And what this one is all about is it is just finding a number of, or just some value that you need to save to in order to retire. So the thinking behind this is that you need a certain amount of money to retire. And the way you can kind of get that money is by thinking of how much your expenses are every single month. So how much money do you need coming in every single month in order to pay for all your expenses? Because the idea of financial freedom is when you have enough income coming in without working that is paying for all your expenses. That is kind of the definition of financial freedom. So let me use an example. Suppose I know that $2,000 is how much I need every single month in order to pay all my expenses. So for this example, I know that's pretty low, but maybe you have your house paid off or something like that, and you have very low expenses. So you can take that $2,000, and the way the equation will work is X, or the amount of money that we're looking for, multiplied by 0.04, which is how much we're taking out every year, is equal to the yearly amount. So if we have $2,000, multiply that by 12, or that, because 2,000 is monthly, 12 months is going to be $24,000. So X times 0.04 is equal to $24,000. Divide by 0.04, divide by 0.04, and you're going to get 24,000 divided by 0.04, which is $600,000. And it's going to be X equals 600,000. So this tells us that we need $600,000, and then every year we can take out 4%, and that will allow us to pay all of our expenses. Now, the reason we're using 4%, and this isn't a random number, this is fairly strategic, the idea is that $600,000 is invested. And on average, investments go up about 7% every single year. Some years it's up more than that, and other years it's down much less than that. And by taking out 4%, on average if it's 7%, that leaves 3% in there. So 3% will allow your money to keep up with inflation. And that's important because, if you were taking out 7%, you'd actually be losing money because inflation, it's about like 2%, a little bit more than 2%. So you need to be covering inflation. That's what that 3% is doing in there. So it allows you to continue to retire on this amount because you're keeping up with inflation, and then that way even your costs will go up a little bit more. That is something that you may want to think about. And the whole idea here is just get that amount and then save till you're there. The third way that you can achieve financial freedom is by setting up multiple streams of passive income. So the whole idea here is there's a lot of different ways that you can make passive income. In fact, I've made videos about different ways that you can achieve passive income. But oftentimes it isn't just one stream of passive income that is going to allow you to retire. But rather, if you set up a couple of them and kind of nurture them in the beginning and let those streams turn into rivers, we're really running with the analogy here. But then if you have a couple of those that you've been working on, then all together they may be able to fund your retirement. Whereas if you just focus on one stream of income, that may not. But if you have many of them, then all together they should allow you to then retire. So if this is something you're interested in, you can check out my video all about different passive income ideas that are out there that you can take advantage of and you can start doing. So a big thing with this is just to start soon. Start now, start nurturing these streams of passive income so you can start having some money coming in. The fourth way that you can achieve financial freedom is by getting your expenses to zero. So we talked about in the 4% rule, figuring out how much you need in order to retire basing on taking out 4% every single month. And this idea is if you lower your expenses to almost nothing, you can likely retire because you will need a very small sum of money and a sum of money that you might have now that will allow you to retire. You know, if you have no expenses, then you can really retire on any amount of income, you know, in a perfect world, zero income. Now, this of course is pretty risky because you never know what's going to come up or anything like that, and I just wouldn't feel comfortable, you know, retiring with very little money just because my expenses are nothing, but it is a way. So you can just work on lowering that number. You know, you can think of this back to the 4% rule, that your whole goal here is now just to lower your expenses more and more, so you need less in order to retire. But this one, just try to get your expenses as low as possible. You know, this would be something like, oh, you have your house paid off, you know, that way the mortgage expenses out of there, car paid off, and just very efficient utilities, just doing anything you can to lower that expense, you know. Meal prepping, anything like that. I actually made a video about how you can eat for free, eat your meals for free, so you can check that video out. But there's a bunch of different ways you can lower your expenses, and that's what this one is all about. And if you get it to zero, first of all, congratulations, that's pretty cool. But also, then you'd be able to retire because you don't need money coming in. The fifth way that you can achieve financial freedom, and yes, this way probably is the most difficult, and you know, it is oftentimes the most complex, but that is just start a business. And this is how so many people have done it before. You know, you start a business and oftentimes you do have to work very hard in the beginning. But then as you go, hopefully you can kind of distance yourself from the business a little bit, become a little bit more of a distance owner. You can put other people in charge and hopefully that will allow you to slowly step away from the business. Or sometimes it gets fast-tracked a little bit more when you start a business, someone likes it and they buy it, and then you have enough money to retire. You know, you make a lot of money from that. So there's multiple different ways to do it here, and you know, sometimes you can just make a good salary from it. So maybe that's something you want to think about, and starting your own business, you have that entrepreneurship bug, maybe this is something that you want to look into. But all in all, that will wrap it up. So these are 5 different ways that you can achieve financial freedom. Now, there are YouTube channels dedicated to financial freedom, so I know there's more than 5. So I now want to kind of flip the question to you. What are some other ways that you can achieve financial freedom? I would love it if you let me know down in the comments below. I'll be going through there, I'll be talking to you guys, and financial freedom is a big deal. You know, it's something that everyone wants, and I'm not gonna lie, I want it too. You know, I am working to be financially free. So I'd love it if you guys would let me know in the comments below. I'll be reading through there. I look forward to talking to you guys, just seeing what your opinion is on this whole thing and what other ideas you guys may have. So I look forward to talking to you guys down there, but all in all, that will wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, my name is Calvin Rabb, and here I make videos all about personal finance. So if you're interested in that at all, I would love it if you would subscribe. And when you do, you will find videos here every single Monday and Friday, and I've been posting on Wednesdays sometime too, so look out for those. But that will wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. As always, my name is Calvin Rabb, and I'll see you soon. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. So I'm gonna move to the corner of your screen here. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, you are gonna see my most recent video. And if you look in the lower left-hand corner, you're gonna see a video that YouTube and I each think that you would like. And if you haven't yet, you can hit my face right here and subscribe. As always, my name is Calvin Rabb, and I'll see you soon.